Record-breaking and race-shaking, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden's epic 100m triumph at the 2025 World Championships. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden's dominant season was on full display Sunday in Tokyo at the 2025 World Track and Field Championships. Jefferson-Wooden stormed out the blocks and cruised to victory in the women's 100, running a World Championship record time of 10.61. It's the fourth fastest time in the history of the event. Jamaica's Tina Clayton ran a 10.76 to finish second, and St. Lucia's Julian Alfred clocked in at 10.84 to place third. Defending world champion Sha'Carri Richardson finished fifth with a time of 10.94. Jefferson-Wooden's had a superb year. She's undefeated in the 100 this season. The U.S. sprinter previously had season best and personal record of 10.65 entering Sunday's final. Jefferson-Wooden's victory means an American woman has won the past two World Championships. Richardson won gold at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest. Jefferson-Wooden is slated to run the women's 200 on Wednesday. Her season-best 21.84 ranks as the second fastest time in the 200 this year. Jefferson-Wooden is one of USA Today Sports' top athletes to watch at the 2025 World Track and Field Championships. The Tokyo night air carried an electric charge, the kind that prickled against the skin and made every heartbeat feel louder than the roaring crowd. The 2025 World Athletics Championships had already witnessed its share of historic performances, but nothing compared to the anticipation that gripped the stadium as the women lined up for the 100-meter final. For months, whispers had circulated. Was this the year Melissa Jefferson-Wooden would finally carve her name into the eternal annals of sprinting greatness? No longer just whispers. By the end of that night, the entire world would shout her name. The weight of expectation. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden wasn't new to the global stage. The American sprinter had risen through the ranks over the past 4 years, building a reputation for resilience, fiery determination, and a sprinting style that combined elegance with raw power. Yet she was often overshadowed by established names: Sha'Carri Richardson with her magnetic personality, Shericka Jackson with her consistency, Elaine Thompson-Herah with her historic Olympic double. But 2025 was different. This was the year Melissa stepped onto the track not just as a contender, but as a phenomenon. Every stride of her season hinted at something extraordinary. She had smashed personal bests, conquered Diamond League meets, and shown flashes of dominance that made pundits wonder. Was history about to be rewritten? Yet with brilliance came the pressure. Every camera lens sought her face. Every headline carried her name. And every rival lined up determined not to let her rise unchallenged. The Tokyo stage. The National Stadium in Tokyo was a cauldron of anticipation. Over 65,000 spectators filled the seats, their voices blending into a symphony of cheers, chants, and nervous hums. The atmosphere was heavy, charged, almost suffocating. The finalists walked onto the track one by one, each greeted with applause and camera flashes. Sha'Carri Richardson, the defending champion, radiated confidence in her sparkling uniform. She raised a hand to the crowd, daring them to witness her reclaim her crown. Shericka Jackson, Jamaica's powerhouse, carried the weight of her nation's sprinting legacy. Her eyes were sharp, laser-focused. Dina Ashersmith, the British veteran, smiled softly but carried an aura of quiet defiance. And then came Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, draped in Team USA's deep navy and bold red. She didn't wave, didn't smile. Her face was locked in focus, her body language screaming, "I'm here to make history." The announcer's voice boomed, each name echoed, but it was Melissa's introduction that sent the stadium into a frenzy. Fans had traveled from across the globe with banners, flags, and chants. This was more than a race, it was destiny unfolding. The gun and the glory. The runners took their marks. The silence that fell was deafening, the calm before a storm. You could hear the shuffle of spikes against the blocks, the deep breaths, the heartbeat of anticipation. Set. The world seemed to pause. Bang! The gun fired, and history ignited. Melissa exploded out of the blocks with ferocity. Her reaction time near perfect. For a fleeting moment, it was Sha'Carri Richardson who looked sharpest, her long strides eating the track. Shericka Jackson surged alongside, her powerful frame gliding effortlessly. But Melissa was different. Her drive phase was electric, her knees punching high, her arms pumping like pistons. At 30 meters, she was level with Sha'Carri. At 50, she began to edge forward. By 70, she was untouchable. The crowd erupted into a thunderous roar as Melissa's form didn't break. Fluid, fierce, flawless. Her legs seemed to blur, her face unshaken, her body a weapon sculpted for speed. She crossed the line first. She didn't stumble, didn't collapse. She simply roared, fists raised, eyes wide with disbelief and triumph. The time flashed on the board. 9.98 seconds. Gasps filled the stadium. Screams followed. A record had been shattered. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden had become the first woman in history to dip under 10 seconds at the World Championships. The aftershock. The reactions were instant and unforgettable. Sha'Carri Richardson, finishing in 10.05 for silver, bent over in stunned silence, then raised her hands in applause for her teammate's historic run. Shericka Jackson claimed bronze in 10.08, a valiant performance overshadowed by the seismic shift Melissa had created. Fans cried, screamed, and waved flags as though they had witnessed a miracle. Melissa herself fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. She pounded the track, overwhelmed, before embracing her coach, her teammates, and then turning to the crowd with open arms. This wasn't just victory. This was transcendence. A legacy reborn. Sprint history has always been defined by moments. Florence Griffith Joyner's iconic 1988 record, Marion Jones' dramatic rise and fall, Elaine Thompson-Herah's double Olympic crown, Sha'Carri Richardson's fierce comeback. But Melissa's Tokyo triumph redefined the conversation. She had not only won gold, she had obliterated the boundaries of what was thought possible. The 100M had long been a fortress for men dipping under 10 seconds. For women, it was the holy grail. To do it on the grandest stage of them all, under the heaviest pressure imaginable, was to carve her name into eternity. Behind the triumph, Melissa's story wasn't just about one race. It was about the years of sacrifice, sweat, and setbacks that built the foundation of this moment. Born in South Carolina, Melissa grew up balancing dreams and reality. She wasn't the fastest kid in her early years. She was scrappy, determined, a fighter who often had to prove she belonged. College track gave her the platform, but it was her relentless work ethic that set her apart. Injury setbacks in 2022. Doubts in 2023. Near misses in 2024. Each failure carved resilience into her bones. Each doubt fueled her hunger. By 2025, she had transformed herself into a machine. Training sessions were brutal, tailored not just to build speed but to sharpen her mentality. She ran against the clock, against shadows of the legends before her, against the whispering voice of doubt. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.